Hey everybody, this is Kevin Davidson, your host for Kevin's Corner, real estate from a marketing perspective. And this is episode number 12. I have two exciting guests on today. One is my counterpart in Champions, and someone that's going to talk to me about Chat GBT, which I don't know anything about. But I always like to start by saying that if you're a real estate agent in the area or a vendor that works with agents and you'd like to be on the podcast, I'd be more than happy to put you on the podcast. Give me a call, 832-654-0527, or email me at kevin.davidson@stewart.com. I also like to thank my support staff, which is Jennifer Smitis, the division president, and Caitlin Kornick, Divin, Rosalie Dean, and Wendy Santana in the Richmond office. Without them and the assistants and the funders, I wouldn't be able to do this, and we couldn't do this. So if you're looking for title, we got a great staff in both Sugar Land and Richmond. In saying that, let's get started with episode number 12 of Kevin's Corner. So as you can see, this young lady sitting next to me, this is Martha Palmer.
Hi, Kevin.
She is how you doing? Are you nervous?
I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous. Right now, nobody's watching. But once I put it on YouTube, everybody will be watching. So she is I'm a BDO for Stewart Title Sugar Land in Richmond. She is the BDO for
Champions, the Champions area. That includes Spring, Northwest Houston.
Awesome. And so tell us, how long have you been at the Champions office?
I've been at the Champions office just over a year, about a year and a month now.
Okay.
So
because I've been here for about a year and a half, so it was about 4 or 5 months after I got hired that you got. And by the way, she got hired because I referred her. So.
Yes, he did.
Tell everybody what you were doing before you came to Title.
Before I came over here to Stewart, I was a home warranty rep for HomeServe Home Warranties.
And we worked together for a while.
We did.
She would sponsor my classes and my events, and she would ask me to sponsor her events and her classes and things like that. So the things she was doing. So we've known each other for a few years. And when Jennifer asked me if I knew anybody that would be a good fit for the position, I recommended Martha. And here we are.
Yep. We both have a passion for helping real estate agents.
Yes. That's my claim to fame. That's what most people know me as. I teach CE classes. You provide a lot of value to your agents via classes and marketing, and I think that you're trying to maybe get your foot wet as far as teaching your own stuff.
Correct.
So first of all, talk about your office. How many people you have at the office, the staff, escrow officers, their experience, tell everybody about them.
Well, we have 2 escrow officers. April Collier is our branch manager, and she's been in title over 20 years, so she's extremely knowledgeable, a wealth of information. And Josie Jefferson is her processor, her assistant, and Josie's been in the title world well over 20 years. She's been around forever.
Wow.
And then Heather Barnes is our other escrow officer. She was actually here from Reno, Nevada. Her husband received a job transfer. She's with Stewart Title out in Reno, and we were lucky enough to land her at our office when other offices were trying to get her. 6 months later, her clients still in Reno, Nevada, they were top producing agents, still were reaching out to her, asking her if there's any way she could help them with a file. And she's like, no, I'm in Texas now.
Yeah. No, so, wow. She must be a good addition to the team.
She's a great addition, and I've heard nothing but great reviews from all the agents who have worked with her. They just love her to death. They try her one time, and they keep coming back. Mm-hmm. Now, her processor is Alma Ibarra. And Alma's been in title about 4 or 5 years now, I believe, but she is our bilingual processor. So anytime we have a file come in that needs somebody who speaks Spanish, she is a native Spanish speaker, and she can take care of them in any aspect, any question that they have.
So you're lucky enough to have a bilingual speaking person in your office.
We do.
I don't have that luxury.
You can't have her.
Well, I'm just looking for somebody that can speak Spanish and Mandarin, because the Fort Bend County area, it's got the largest Asian population in the whole city. So
Yo puedo hablar un poco español.
No, don't do that here. I'm going to edit that. Anybody else at the office?
Debbie Dawkins, she is our closer funder. So after the file closes, you want to make sure everybody gets their checks, the wires are received.
She's like Frances here. She's
Yes.
the funder. Okay.
She's the one that makes sure we all get money.
Yeah, most of the people that come through here say that's the most important position in the office.
I think so.
Yeah. So how do you like your new job? You've been there for a year. How do you
I've been
like
over there. I love it. I absolutely love the girls in my office. Everyone's really fun and friendly. We get along great. And they all share the common goal of making sure our clients, both the realtors and the buyers and sellers, are happy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a really good fit. We all pitch in together. If anyone needs anything, we can reach out to each other.
So if a real estate agent comes to you, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but I love this question. If an agent comes to you and says, why should I use you as opposed to the other 500 title companies that are in the city of Houston, what would you tell them? What's different and unique about your office?
With our office, besides the fact that we're with Stewart Title, which is turning 130 years old this October, title companies that last that long, as large as we are, get there because we actually do a great job taking care of our clients. We will be there in 5 years, not like some title companies. If those people are going to sell their house in 5 years, that survey is available. But what's great about our office is that we constantly focus on communication. So if you email us or you call us, we're going to get right back with you. And that's what a lot of realtors are telling me, is that we communicate. They know they can call me anytime. I had an agent call me last night, and don't get mad at me because I answered the phone. It was 11 o'clock at night.
I'll answer it too.
Yeah. We wanted to make sure that which escrow officer should he send his file to, because he just got it accepted. So they know that we are there for them. We want to help them grow their business.
I get those questions all the time, especially on the weekends. I'll get a question, about what would the title policy fee be if at this house or whatever, or who should I send a contract to, or
can you help me with a net sheet?
Maybe help me with a net sheet. How do we pay the escrow fee, or the what's the word? The other
Settlement fee?
Not the settlement fee. To hold the property, to hold the house. Whatever. I can't think of what it is, but it's very important that we answer the questions of the agents when they call them.
It's very important
because their jobs are not 9 to 5, so ours can't be either. To provide good service.
Exactly. And we may have them ask us questions that...
Earnest money,
option money.
There you go.
Zocum.
Exactly.
Zocum, Zocum.
I pronounce it Zocam.
I was calling it Zocam, but then everyone will start calling it Zocum. I'm like,
wow.
Potato.
Exactly.
It makes your life better.
Yeah.
So
what's happening over at Stewart Title Champions? What's... this is a marketing podcast. So what are some of the things that you do to market your business, the Stewart Title Champions business, to the agents in your area? How do you get their attention?
I provide them opportunities to grow their business, to help them learn, because the more knowledge you have, the stronger a realtor you are.
And how do you do that?
I do classes. I do 2 to 3 classes a week for my agents of all types of subjects. I'll have agents ask me, hey, have you had a class on this? Can you get me a class on that? And I'll go out and try to find that class for them. So we get together with that. We'll sit down and talk about marketing. What are you doing for your marketing right now? What is your goal? Where do you want to go? And how do we help you get there?
What are some of the class topics or titles that you've had at your office?
Besides Farming 101, which I was teaching, okay, vacant land fraud. I taught a class on vacant land fraud because that is a hot topic right now.
Sounds like an interesting topic.
Of course, you've got your classes that you need, your legal 1, your legal 2, and your contracts. And I even had a broker responsibility class to try to make sure those brokers keep their licenses active. But I've done a staging class. I've done different mortgage classes, VA classes, reverse mortgages, inspection classes. There's so many different
What about
aspects.
anything marketing related?
We have done different social media classes on Instagram. We're working on one for YouTube because the number of agents that come in there and they don't have a YouTube channel. And so,
I know. I teach a video class. And
then you're the reason why I say you don't have a YouTube channel?
yeah.
Oh, my goodness. So, yes.
Yeah. And what are some of you also do? You help sponsor other events from other vendor partners like happy hours and
happy hours.
What kind of off education events do you do?
Networking. Besides, we've done a few bingo events. I
have a bingo event next week.
Yeah, bingo's fun.
Yeah.
We got a bowling event coming up with HAR. And I do need some realtors who like to go bowling to reach out to me.
Tell them how to get a hold of you.
You can call me on my cell phone
What's
anytime. 832-237.
This doesn't help them. What's the number?
832-237-6996.
What's your email address?
Martha.palmer@stewart.com.
Okay.
And an easy way to remember me is Martha@Stewart or Martha Stewart.
Some people will not want to make that.
I know, but they laugh every time I say it.
She was in prison.
But she's not now.
The prison she was in was a high-class hotel.
Probably.
Oh,
But
yeah.
So I'm also part of the Women's Council of Realtors, the Great Northwest Network. I am the membership director for this year, 2023. And I'm also heavily involved with NAREP, National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals, the North Houston chapter.
I saw that in some of your postings and stuff. So,
Yeah.
Is there anything marketing related that you are going to try or start using that you haven't in the past?
Besides Chat GBT, that's the new one that I'm getting into using.
Yeah, I'm
Because
fixing to get introduced to that.
I've got to get there with that.
Why? What's?
It's the latest. It's where everything's going. It's where the marketing areas is going.
Should it go that way?
Not necessarily, but that's where it's going.
I see what you're saying. Okay, all right.
You know, I believe in the personal touch, and I think that our human connection is much more important than any artificial intelligence can come up with. We lose something.
We lose a lot. I mean, I was fighting with my credit card company because they didn't care, and that's the human part of any business. And you know, they just wanted to follow procedures and push buttons, and that wasn't fixing my problem.
Nope.
And so,
Do you remember when we first got voicemails when you called a company? Please stay on the line. Remember, our options have changed.
well,
If you need to speak to
some,
somebody, press 1. If you need this, press 2. And you go through or say this, and you're like, 2. I did not hear your response. 2. Please repeat your response. 2! Come on. So I think we lose that. It was so much better when
Yeah.
you could call and you could speak to somebody and say, hey, this is my situation. Who should I speak with? And that person was able to make that connection with you and get you where you need
I
to be.
usually get angry and just say, I want a human being now.
And then you get somebody on the other side of the world who can't speak English.
And has no idea what they're doing.
And they're reading a script.
Yeah. Well, that'll be interesting because that's the second segment of our podcast today. What's going on at Champions, Stewart Title Champions, in the next few weeks? Is there anything you want to plug or promote?
The next few weeks, I've got a Going Green class. What the heck are they talking about class, which is about inspections. I've got a class on renovation loans.
Okay.
Because a lot of agents don't realize that there are renovation loans and that they can help their buyers. They may love that house, they may love that location, but they don't like that flooring or they can't stand that kitchen. And you can use that renovation loan so they can still qualify and get the dream house they want. And most likely, if they don't like that kitchen, there's other people out there who don't like that kitchen. So it could really help them get houses that may not be receiving multiple offers. And there are still multiple offers happening out there.
Oh, yeah, of course there are. Just it's not as... So what do you, since you brought it up, what's the market like in your area?
I'm still seeing houses in the $400,000, $500,000 price range that are going under contract in less than a week. I'm still seeing $1 million homes going under contract in less than 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's really, really strong.
Yeah. The other thing that is, at least that's happening over in my part of the world, is new builds have taken over basically resale.
Yes.
Because they're brand new homes and they're practically giving them away.
And then the BTSAs, I think that's what they're calling, and those are out there. Those are crazy right now. Those are huge. $5,000. I think there's one that actually is offering like $20,000.
Yeah.
On a BT broker.
You seen any investor action?
We're seeing a bit of investor action, but not as much as we were before.
Yeah, I think that part of the market kind of calmed down. So
yeah.
So you mentioned earlier that Stewart Title was going to be 130 years old.
Yes.
Are you guys doing anything to
celebrate?
Celebrate and promote that.
We are definitely going to celebrate. I am working with the Cypress office and the Tomball office. The three of us, and that's at the moment. There may be more joining us. We are planning a very large celebration. We have a brand new event venue that is one of my realtors, and he's going to make sure that we can use his facility. It's incredible. You can actually have an outdoor band, but the whole area is covered, and they'll have air conditioning so you don't have to sweat. Or if it's cold, they can set it up. So it's HVAC. Where's
the venue?
It's off of the 99, between 249 and I think Mushki. It's called AG Event Center. This place is phenomenal. Oh my gosh.
So I won't be joining you.
You could. We're going to try to get a band.
That's
and
as
right
far
now,
away from my house as you could possibly be.
I know. But it's worth the drive. I'll be there.
That's a long drive.
But yeah, we're going to try to incorporate a charity, a fundraiser. Mm-hmm. So not only are we celebrating 130 years, but we are actually still giving back to the community. Camp Hope. That's one of the ones we're really considering is Camp Hope. It's amazing the work that they do, the help that they give our veterans. It's a very good part of my heart. So
awesome. So as we wrap up this segment, what's the one thing that you would like real estate agents to know about Martha Palmer when it comes to you working with real estate agents in the area of town you work with them?
Okay. One big advantage that you have is that I am a former real estate broker. I did real estate for 20 years out in Colorado, and I worked all the way up to being a managing broker. So I know the ups and downs and that roller coaster ride that is real estate. So you can reach out to me and know that I understand what you're doing and what you're going through, and I'm going to do everything I can to help you grow your business. Mm-hmm. Because yes, our title is Business Development Officer, and it's for our office, but really we're business development officers for you, our realtors. We want to help you develop your business and grow your business.
If a real estate agent grows their business, then we grow ours.
Exactly. They show us some love.
Yeah. So tell everybody what the address is of your office, and then give them your phone number and email one more time. Okay.
The address for my office, it's really easy. We're off of 249 and Cypresswood. Mm-hmm. Physical address is 19450 Highway 249, Suite 250, Houston, Texas 77070. And my number again, so you can put it on speed dial, 832-237-6996. That's 832-237-6996.
What's your email address?
Martha, Martha, Palmer, Palmer, at Stewart, STEWART.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for being on the podcast.
Thank you, Kevin, for having me.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, every day I wake up and I say I get to help agents today, and that's all thanks to you.
I appreciate that.
So I appreciate that.
So we'll definitely have Martha back on again at another date. But if you're in the Spring Cypress area, not Cypress,
Spring Champions, Northwest Houston area.
Yeah, and you need title, give her a shot. They do a great job over there.
We'll do a great job, and we have mobile notaries,
Yes.
and we do remote online signings. So you just let us know what you need.
We got everything. She's got everything you need. So we're going to take a quick break and bring on the second guest, which I understand is Chat GBT guy.
Carl Scott.
So we'll be right back. Hey, everybody. This is Kevin Davidson. I'm back with Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from Marketing Perspective. This is segment number 2 of episode number 12. And we have a treat today because the guy sitting next to me, I met 5 seconds ago. His name is Carl Scott. He is a friend and colleague of Martha, who was in the first segment. So, Carl, why don't you introduce yourself and tell them what you do and why you're here.
Excellent. I'm glad to be here, Kevin, on Kevin's Corner.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. Now I'm going to have to get my dress game up to attire right here.
I don't usually dress like that. That's Nas Carey that painted this. That's what she put me in.
Oh, my goodness. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Kevin, Carl Scott again. I own the resource group here in Houston. We are an umbrella resource group, and all that simply means is we do social media strategies, classes, workshops, CE, non-CE, and in regards to Chat GPT strategies.
So some of your classes are CE certified with Trek?
Yes, with Trek. And then we do financial advisory and real estate investing. I have 2 other partners, and we've done a plethora of events, one being the best one and the best title company in the state, Stewart Title with Miss Martha Palmer.
By the way, we didn't mention this when Martha was on, but and I don't think Martha knows this. You guys familiar with Living Magazine?
No, I'm not.
Okay, she knows what it is. They named Stewart Title, Sugar Land, and Richmond best title companies in Fort Bend 2023 2 days ago. So
Man.
Marketing coming for that.
That's excellent.
Yeah, so you said best title company.
I learned recently through Martha that Stewart's been around for
130 years.
Yes. Huge.
Yeah, our 130th birthday is this year in October.
Yeah, that's huge.
So what I'm interested in talking to you about, since we don't have all day, I'd be more than happy to have you come back and talk about other things. But you said Chat GBT, and man, I teach CE classes. I'm a marketing guru like you are. I help agents grow their business, but I don't even know a thing about Chat GBT. So
Okay.
I'd like to talk about that today.
Yes, indeed.
So can you tell the audience what that is?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people see that on TV all the time, and they don't even know what Chat GPT is.
Exactly.
All
yes,
I know
indeed.
is that if you ask a question and you're Republican, it tells you that it gives you the Democratic answer.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
It definitely, ChatGPT is something that has been, and I'll tell you why it's a disruptor. First off, Kevin, you're right. Most people do not know the full ins and outs of what ChatGPT is. It came out in November 2022. A company called OpenAI created ChatGPT through their developers. Sam Altman, also a couple of other investors, along with Bill Gates, put over $10 billion was put into ChatGPT by Microsoft. But November was the official launch to the public.
Thing.
Yeah, they have a big stake in it. Put over $10 billion in
Apple.
it.
Has nothing to do with Apple?
Okay. No, not Apple, and they even beat Google to the punch.
Really?
Which is, that would have been the first surprise, right?
Yeah.
But since it's been out, and basically in a nutshell, it's content creation in a matter of seconds. So it's like having an administrative assistant or a secretary on staff without the payroll, without the
So give me an example. What do you
staff.
mean content creation?
Content creation simply means that you have your phone here. We all have these apps on the phone. Pull up the phone, pull up the app, and say, hey, I need a paragraph written on Bitcoin and the marketplace of Bitcoin. Can you put it in email format? Hit enter, and in a matter of seconds, ChatGPT will put that in email format for you in full content.
Is this what they were talking about a couple months ago when everybody was chatting about the fact that now college students don't have to prepare to write papers?
Yeah, we can get into that part too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, you just ask it to do about a subject, and it gives you the content.
Gives you the content for it. So if I need a email, I'm Kevin. I met you today for the first time. I leave out of here, and then I get in the car and I say, hey, write a thank you or appreciation for coming on Kevin's podcast today, and make it brief.
Wow.
Comes right on out. And we use that content. So here's where the major worldwide disruptor is. It's the nutshell for Chat GPT is creating content and lowering the amount of time it takes for people to do things. If you face it, corporations are catering right now to millennials and generation, is it X? The one right after
Gen X.
millennial. Gen X, right? Gen X, right? Instant gratification, right? I don't know about you, but I'm not a millennial. You may be.
I don't know what you're looking at, but I just turned 54 a week and a half ago.
All right. Well, I just joined at 50.
And I think it's Gen Z that's the
Gen Z. Yeah.
I'm Gen X.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yes. You look at Gen Z, you look at millennials, and that's what these companies are out here and actually catering to, and that instant gratification. That's what they were born up on.
Exactly.
I think we're in the better generation though, because we got patience and
everything's
instant
better when you have to
gratification.
work for it. Okay.
There you go. And we saw both sides,
We
right?
saw both sides.
Cassette, CD, we can go on, right? Yeah. So from that, I'm saying Chat GPT has been a worldwide disruptor because as we're speaking right now on this podcast, somewhere around the world, a boss has just told somebody, I need that report on my desk by 2 o'clock or 8 a.m. Monday morning, or you're out of here. What's going to happen at that point? Do they spend all weekend putting together that report? Or can they do the report and have that foundation built in a matter of seconds?
By Chat GPT.
By Chat GPT. And then what do they do when they come back with that is we show our students how to put the human touch on that. Build the frame, go back and copy, paste, and what's that third word we all grew up on? Edit.
Edit, yeah.
Edit. That's the human touch. Put the edit in. And now you're so much more efficient on productivity and time has gone down so low. You're productive, and now you're way more efficient at your business or your job.
So those, what you were just talking about, were the upsides or the positives to Chat GPT. In your opinion, what are the negatives?
What the negative would be is what we are in right now is instant gratification, right? So we get what that word everybody wants to stay away from, but it gets lazy, right? Your cell phone, we have this. You and I can remember getting a page and you weren't feeling inconvenient or uncomfortable having to go around the corner down the street to find a payphone, correct?
Of course not.
Not at all, right?
No.
But tell somebody that wasn't born during that time period. Are you crazy? I'm not doing that, right?
Some millennials probably wouldn't even know how to operate a payphone.
Exactly.
They see a rotary dial and they're like, help me.
It's
just,
what is this? Right?
I mean, I thought at one time, we get to a point like you lose your cell phone.
Yeah.
You might be married to your wife for 25 years. You lose that. You have no idea what her phone number is.
Oh, yeah. You
don't know it.
You don't know it.
You know it.
That's right.
And to me, that's not a good thing because all that has to happen is the power go out.
And it's out. Everything's
we're
done. That's true.
Everything's
That's true.
done.
That's why, Kevin, in my opinion, haven't been able to see the age of patience and then see instant gratification and have the mirror of the two. I feel you need a balance. You need a balance. But the balance only comes by you putting in that personal effort in, which is that side, right? And not getting totally lazy and just relying on technology 100%.
So do you see Chat GBT as part of our future for years to come? I mean, what kind of...
I do. I see all that's going to, if there's a prediction to it, I think we're just going to see more and more tools, applications, and everything that's centered around instant gratification. We've seen it with the cell phone. We've seen it with every piece of technology that's come out, internet, all of that. All that's
Amazon.
instant gratification. Amazon. Get it at your doorstep. Stop going down to mortar and brick stores, right?
Yeah.
But Kevin, if you really look at it, at one point they said the mortar and brick stores would become what? Obsolete. And everybody would be doing their purchase of their goods and services online. And what happened? You still have
the brick and
both.
mortar.
And that's because we're compelled by humans to do that one-on-one at some point, right?
Right.
And
What I've noticed,
feel it,
though,
touch it, taste it.
about the brick and mortar, though, is that the brick and mortar has eliminated 50% of the products they sell and inventory because it's just cheaper and easier to sell it online.
Correct.
And their options in the store have gone down as far as the number of options of things. Now, I'm not talking about a grocery store,
right,
or a convenience store,
right.
But I remember when I used to go into the local electronics store. I'm not going to name their name, but you know who they are.
Oh yeah,
they're still around. And you can buy computers, you can buy TVs, you can buy accessories, you can buy CDs, you can buy DVDs, you can buy games, you can buy. You can't do that anymore.
You can't.
That's
right.
I'm everybody that knows me, I'm a huge fan of hard rock, heavy metal music.
Okay.
I can't buy any of it in a store anymore. I have to get it all online. Because they just don't carry it.
Right.
Because I'm one of 2 people in the world that still buys that.
Exactly.
But my point is the growth and development of the instant gratification and the online shopping and companies like Amazon is, if they're online or they're Amazon or companies like that, their inventory has actually grown 100 times exponentially.
Right.
You can buy anything.
That's right.
And you can get it next day.
Next day. Oh yeah.
So, for a small fee. So it's and I'll be honest with you, I buy all my music from Amazon unless I can't find it and I got to go to the band's website But
okay.
But I mean, you can even ask your phone.
Oh yeah.
What time does Macy's open
what
on
time
Sunday?
does the store open? All of that. So we become reliant on these instant gratification type technologies, right? So yes, I think it's just going to continue to increase in.
So why is it important? You're in the real estate industry right now. This podcast is for real estate. So why is it important for you? Why are you here? What does Chat GBT do for a real estate agent? How does it help them?
Now, as far as for agents are concerned, I'm on the real estate investor side. But as far as agents are concerned, it definitely helps them to target their target audience is buyers and sellers. Very simple. We don't have to carry a license to know that. But the buyer and seller, they can logistically follow the path of where they go when they do research and say, hey, I need this time to purchase a home, and get in front of that buyer or seller using Chat GPT as far as the instant gratification of content. I can reach my client very quickly, be productive, and make sure that I'm answering what they need right away. So that's where that piece of technology comes into play.
Chat GBT is for content. You can't ask Chat GBT when the mall closes. That's not what it's for.
No, you can't do that.
Okay.
Now you can go in there and say, hey, I need a SWOT analysis on I want to strengths and weaknesses. I want to also know, give me an idea of my logistical marketing path that I should take when reaching out to potential buyers, reaching out to potential sellers. What's the path that I should take this week with my marketing efforts? And then ChatGPT will put a game plan so much in play, like a bullet point right on the way down.
Where does the information that ChatGPT gives to you come from?
It's all coming from the web, World Wide Web. All the data that we have amassed over the years are given up into social media is where they're pulling that data from. So, for example, someone asked the other day, I've been on Facebook, for example. I've scrolled down the timeline. I've seen areas where in the past I've gone in and put my information in for, an ad, and it's asked me a survey of questions.
Right.
And I put all that data, that's just one segment of it, but all that data just gets compilated in, and that's where it's pulling from.
Okay.
And it's very interesting, though, that once you start to use the tool and you see what the data that it's pulling, it's very professional. The content is sound and articulate. And it really puts more of the flavor of yourself as well into it, because it's AI learning. And when I say AI, they're just saying artificial intelligence, right? It's learning your IP. So the more information that you feed Chat GPT, the more it becomes more like yourself. Put it
But
the way your
it's
writing style. Put it that way.
So so Chat GBT is basically learning how you interact on the internet, and
Yep.
it's answering your questions based on your time on the internet, what you do, what
Exactly.
you've looked at, emails you've sent, who you've talked to, what companies you've visited.
Right. And we've,
Is that
it's funny though, we've given up that data for decades, right? And now we want to, where is it? It's all coming
I was just going
to the forefront now, right?
This
We've
is
given up
scary.
that.
This
It can
could
be,
it's
right?
like-
It's, I tell people it's also like a two-edged sword. When internet, the cell phone came out, you have the positive side that you can utilize it for, and you have some people that use it for the wrong end of the stick, right? But every time we have something, if you think about it, that comes out that has to do with instant gratification and making somebody's life a little easier on one side of this coin, it also has a two-sided piece, right? So no different than
Netflix is another example.
Netflix. Yeah,
Netflix is another reason why Blockbuster Video doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly.
And 75% of the people on the planet don't go to movie theaters anymore.
I'm glad you brought up Blockbuster, because look,
Yeah.
Blockbuster said we're not going to what? We're not going to change
We're not
what we're
going
going to
to
do.
change our format.
And what happened?
They died. Yeah.
Right.
So, well,
You
but
know.
I think they knew that if they didn't change their format, they would be going away.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the last store was in California or something. They closed a couple of years
California.
ago.
Uh-huh.
And I used to love going to Blockbuster.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Hastings
Used to go
Books,
in there all the
Music and
time,
Video,
get the videos. Yeah.
so it was great. But
sometimes it was just for the experience of going, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
well, this is a very interesting topic. Obviously, we can't cover everything in this particular podcast. We'll definitely have you back.
Glad
Tell
to.
everybody again who you are, the name of your
Okay.
company, and how they can get a hold of you.
We're the Resource Group. We're located in West Houston at the Cannon. That's I-10 in the Beltway in the Energy
Cannon?
Corridor. Uh-huh.
I just did I'm sorry to interrupt him, but I did an event with some other colleagues of mine
Okay.
at that building.
You do it in the theater or
Yes,
the,
in the theater.
Yeah,
That was
it's a
really
nice
cool.
spot,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
And we may
yeah.
end up there again on August 24th.
Yeah.
So-
Once you get in that theater the first time, you're kind of like, oh no,
Yeah.
there's no way I can just do one.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
No, Resource Group. So that's where we're located. And again, we have an umbrella of resources. Three of the primary is the social media strategies, workshops we do, CE and non-CE. We also are financial advisory. That team on that side of that entity, we show our clients pretty much how to be like the bank. We work with a lot of real estate investors having money in between deals, so we conserve that. Thirdly, we're on the end of real estate investing.
Okay.
And so love to talk about this whole 3D, what is it called? The 3D printers that create the
Oh,
homes
yeah.
in 24 to 40 hours.
Yeah.
Love it, love it, love it, love it.
Awesome. Give me your phone number one more time.
Phone number is area code 713-206-3305, and you can reach me at carlwscott.com.
Awesome. So I appreciate you being on the podcast. Thank you very much.
Yes,
We'll
indeed.
definitely have him back because I still don't know anything about Chat GBT. So my name is Kevin Davidson. This is Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective, episode number 12. I want to again thank Jennifer Sminis, the division president, as well as Caitlin Kornick, Devaney Devon, Rosalie Dean, and Wendy Santana, the escrow officers at both my Sugar Land and Richmond office. And like I said at the beginning of the podcast, if you're a real estate agent and or a vendor that works with agents and you'd like to be on the podcast, give me a call, 832-654-0527, or email me at kevin.davidson@stewart.com, and I'll be happy to put you on the schedule. I want to thank Martha and Carl for being on the podcast. You guys have a great weekend. We'll see you soon.
All right. We'll see y'all at Men's Warehouse.
Yeah.